Namaste, I'm Brad Terrell. Welcome to this front split mobility wall hack class for beginners. This is going to be a class filled with a handful of drills that I love to practice to warm up my hips in order to perform a front split. For this class, we're obviously going to need a wall, so make sure you position yourself nice and close to an empty wall where you can really use. You might dirty the wall a little bit, so just know that beforehand. We're also going to need a chair. We're actually going to start this class using a chair. So when you're ready, position yourself nice and close to the wall and grab onto your chair. So we're going to start by activating the two main muscle groups for the front split, our quad and the hamstring, starting with the hamstring. So from here, I want you to place your foot. Now we're not necessarily going to need a wall per se here, but just it's a nice combination to kind of bring a lot of this elevated work or using the chair and then moving straight over to the wall. So from here, I want you to place, we're going to start with right foot onto the chair, and then position your left heel directly underneath your left hip. I want you to go down and reach for your left foot. So we're simultaneously activating the left hamstring and then also the quad closer toward that right hip. So reaching down, we're just going to go for 10, reaching down 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, make sure you're close enough to the edge of the chair so that you can reach all the way down. And for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. We'll switch it up. Other side. Left foot on top. Reaching down for the foot. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. You're going to place the chair back over to the other side. Now this time, stepping a little bit more to the inside of that chair, we're almost going to come into a lizard lunge, but from a standing position. So from here, I want you to place your palms down, very similar to the last drill. Although here we're going to aim to bring the forearms down to the chair. So we want to try and bring that knee nice and close to the shoulder. You're going to come back up and back down for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. If the forearms aren't touching, that's fine. All you're doing is looking to bring it down. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Same thing to the other side. And obviously it makes a difference, the size or the height of your chair. Just look for a chair. You can also do this on a coffee table, an ottoman. Just make sure that it feels stable. Going for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Beautiful. So now I want you to place the end of the chair toward the wall so that you're freely to move on either side of the chair. So I'm going to position my foot onto the chair here and focusing this time a little bit more onto the hip flexor. We're going to focus on the quad as well, but a little bit more onto the hip flexor. So placing the hands to the wall, I want you to walk your foot back just a little bit, just enough so that your heel is up at the back. I want you to lunge forward. The more you start to lunge forward, the more I want you to press down into the ball of the foot so you're finding that really nice stretch along the quad and the hip flexor. So slowly move your way back. We're going to go for 10, 9, 8. You can also use the end of the chair if you have The back part of the chair facing the wall. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. We'll switch legs. Same thing. Again, try and walk that foot back a little bit for 10, 9. Keep pressing through the ball of your right foot. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. Shake the legs out a little bit. Great. Now I want you to take a seat onto your chair. We're going to practice some more quad activation. So from here, you're going to have to kind of measure out where you're starting from. Generally, you want to start a little bit further away. I would say about arm's length away, just to say the fingertip touches the wall. Now from here, we're going to ghost some extended legs. So we're really going to find some activation through the quads. So you can take your hands just to the side of your chair, and I want you to lift your foot, and you're going to attempt to bring your knee as close to your shoulder as possible. So I'm going to start with my left here. I'm going to pull my knee towards my shoulder and try and ghost a straightened leg. If I can't straighten the leg, that's fine. I'm going to attempt my best to straighten the leg and release. Now, instead of just focusing on one side, we're going to go one side to the other. So I'll start with left, move over to right straight away. So I'm going to focus 5 to the left, 5 to the right, and then we're going to move to a progression. So from here, lift, attempt to straighten, and release. Good. 4, 10, 9. Try not to touch the wall as you're doing this. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Now the progression, we'll see if we can go a little bit closer. Just to say a little bit closer. Maybe touching the fist to the wall. Now from here, we're going to start with the knee already up. So I want you to hug your knee to your shoulder, or do the best to actually hug it in, and then you're going to fully extend from here. We're just going to focus on the left to start, then move over to the right. 10, 9, try not to touch the wall. 8, if you feel like you can go a little bit closer, go a little bit closer, which I feel like I can. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. And to the other side, bringing right knee up to the chest. Again, hug that knee nice and close to your shoulder. Going for 10. Dorsiflexion the toes back toward the knee. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Now essentially we're going to go back to the first drill, but starting from this much closer position. And if you can go even a little bit closer. So for this last little progression here of the quad activation, even if your foot happens to kind of slide or touch the wall, that's fine. The idea is to try and keep it off the wall, bring the knee as close to your chest and your shoulders as possible, and then fully straighten the legs. So do the best that you can with this. Use your chair to really try and stabilize the spine as you do this. Starting, again, we're going to switch from side to side. I'm going to start with left, then move to right, going for 5 to each side, or 10 total. When you're ready, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. So I just touched the wall there, that's okay. Going for another 4, 3, 2, last one. Beautiful. Beautiful. Now let's focus on some standing wall straddles. This will help us ultimately for our standing split as well. And again, I'm going to show you a few modifications, slowly work to the progression. So here, I'd like for you to stand about shoulder to elbow length to the wall to start. You're going to place your palms to the floor. You're going to attempt to lean over to the left as you bring your right leg all the way around and then meet the outside of your left foot. You're going to attempt to come all the way back without touching the wall. So if you need to stand a little bit further away from the wall, maybe you're about arm's length away from or your feet are about arm's length to the wall, that's fine. This first modification, we're going to try not to touch the wall. Eventually, we're going to touch the wall as we get nice and close to the wall. So about shoulder to elbow length away, really grip the floor, lift, try not to touch the wall. We're going to go for 5 to each side. 5. 4. 3. 2 more to each side. Try and keep the legs straight as much as possible. You can allow that right elbow to bend as much as you need to. Point the toe at the top. Going 1 more to each side when you're ready. All the way back. Beautiful, good. You can take a moment here into your hero's pose. Take a moment to relax. Find your breath a little bit. Very good. Now we're going to do the same thing except progression. Coming as close to the wall as possible. Touching the wall. So the heels want to be touching the wall straight away. And we're just trying to get through that same movement. And ultimately, we're passing through a standing split if we can be flush to the wall. Now, if you can't perform it, you just continue doing the same thing you just did. Or if you still had a hard time with that, maybe you're completely arm's length away from the wall, or your feet are arm's length. Try and find that happy medium. When you're working through the modification, you're away from the wall and you're not trying to touch the wall. So you have that little bit of leeway to try and get around the progression. Attempt to be as flush to the wall as possible. So we're going to try the flush version. When you're ready, heels straight to the wall, flush to the wall. And again, you're trying to keep yourself to the wall. Try and keep your glutes touching as well, or your glutes flush to the wall as well. And inhale as you come up. This time, let's just go for 3 to each side. Other side. Also notice which side you seem to have a little bit harder time on. This side seems a little bit tougher for me.
Hey guys, thanks for checking out my YouTube channel. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you enjoyed it that much, please hit subscribe. It means a lot. And if you're someone who's looking to take their practice to that next level, whether you're a beginner looking to simply improve their practice, or even an advanced practitioner looking to fine-tune their practice, head over to B Movement Academy, my own online school of yoga and movement, where you can find all of my premium content and exclusive programs that will meet you every step of the way to meet any of those movement or mindfulness goals. Most light and love. Namaste.